we've had a number of sessions before, and one of the things, at least there's a couple of those sessions, it seemed like there was maybe a couple places that were very intense, and we'd get close to them, and then it would feel like I just can't go any further. There was a couple places that didn't seem like we ever got through. We would come up against them, and it felt like this is too big or too scary or whatever, and we weren't able to go through it. The thought I had was, I think I said something to this group about the capacity thing, and where if the size of the trauma is too big for the capacity, you keep bouncing it, you can't stay connected all the way through. And that what we've been discovering is, if you can figure out where you're stuck and go inside the memory to the 8-year-old or the 5-year-old, sort of connecting with the child part that doesn't feel like they have enough capacity. And we know, very clear Bible, that Jesus is actually with the child. And if we can help them perceive his presence, if we can figure out what's in the way, and they can more fully perceive his presence, then the capacity problem always goes away. And sometimes it takes a number of sessions to do that, but what we've been seeing is very cool. Anytime a person has like a child memory place or a child part that has a capacity stuck, if they can fully perceive Jesus, let him come closer, receive more from him, then they move forward. My thought would be to check some of those places that were the hardest and the stuckest, and to basically kind of ask, Lord, is it your plan for this morning to try this thing of figuring out, find the little part that's stuck, and help her more fully perceive his presence, and then see whether or not we could move forward. That was my thought.
Okay. Well, I'm 3, and I'm in the kitchen. And my mother is there by the counter. And I need her. And she is ignoring me. And there isn't anything I can do to get her attention. And I want to pull on her. I want to get a hold of her and pull on her and get her to look at me.
Would you be willing to pray, say, Lord Jesus, help me to perceive your presence here? Would you be willing to try that and see what happens?
Lord Jesus, help me to perceive your presence.
And just tell me what happens.
So when you ask me to see if I perceive Jesus, and I didn't feel anything happening.
Okay, so here's what I want to try next. So I want you to ask, so Lord Jesus,
show me what's in the way.
Show me what's in the way of being able to perceive your presence. And then your job now is just to report whatever happens or doesn't happen, any thought or maybe in your memory or...
I don't think he cares. He hasn't come. Why hasn't he come before now? Why didn't he come all this time?
Well, here's a thought. Because have you noticed that what I'm saying is, Lord, help me to perceive your presence? I've been very careful to not ask, Lord, please come, because actually I believe he's actually there. And there's something in the way of you being able to feel him or see him or hear him. So you don't have to agree with me. That's okay that's okay if you're not sure about that. But I'm actually convinced that he actually has been there the whole time. But there's something blocking you from being able to feel him. Does that make sense? At least, does that make sense what I'm thinking? So what I would pray is, Lord, I actually believe you've been there with little Eileen the whole time. And I don't know what's in the way. Would you please help us to figure that out and show us how to move it so that she would be able to see or feel or hear? Does that make sense? You're afraid that Jesus doesn't want you because you're a girl. He doesn't value you. He doesn't think you're worth being with or talking to.
Well, that's what I believe.
That's what feels true.
Yeah.
Is that he won't want to come or he doesn't want to be with me because I'm a girl. Right.
He's sitting at the table.
What's he doing?
He's watching, but he's waiting for me to do something.
Huh. Can you tell what his face looks like? Does he look angry or disgusted, or that he thinks you're bad, or?
No.
You're sure?
Well, my mother is right here, but it seems like he's way over there, and I have to leave her if I'm gonna go over there. And
Go ahead.
I just keep hoping that she's gonna pay attention to me. I want her. I can see that you're asking me to come over there, but I would have to leave being here by my mother if I would come with you, come by you. And I'm having a hard time doing that.
Strong.
I need her to want me. And he's holding me, and I can feel his heart beating. I don't think my mother ever held me. I don't think that ever happened with her. And I think he's saying I can just be with him and enjoy being with him for right now. And then we have to do some work about my mother. But for right now, I can just be with him.
You can just be with him?
Yeah.
So he's read Jim Wilder stuff about joy building and rest and rhythm, and you work and then you rest, and then... would this be an okay place to do the blessing prayer?
Well, I have always loved ice cream as long as I can remember, and not just one little dish, but huge amounts, and just like insatiable. I always have ice cream in my freezer. And I think the session was in May, I think it was in July, that I started realizing that, like, I'd be driving home from work and I'd think, I'm going to go get some ice cream. And then another part of me would say, I don't want any ice cream. And I really have not had ice cream hardly at all. I have some in my freezer right now. It's been in there since Thanksgiving. Have not had any. I don't even remember it's there. I see it and it doesn't mean a thing to me. I tell that to people and I think it's kind of silly, but I don't think so. It means on some very deep level, I've been comforted by something other than ice cream, and I don't need ice cream anymore.
When you saw the tape again a week ago, as far as on the scale of 1 being, maybe I just made all that up, and 10 being, as you're watching it and seeing yourself describe the little girl interacting with Jesus, 10 being it felt totally real or true. How did it feel when you watched the tape as far as, not sure that was real, maybe I was making it up, versus that feels very
10.
true? 10.
10.
So when you watched the tape a week ago, your subjective feeling was, that's what happened, that's real, I wasn't just making it up?
And I had lots of tears because I remembered how real it was.
Huh.
That was very real.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Right. And so I'm very curious about whether that dramatic change in your relationship with ice cream resulted in any actual weight change.
Yes. Yeah.
And 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 20 pounds?
I say around 10.
110, okay.
Yeah, your weight seems to stabilize at a certain point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would say it has, I mean, I still go up and down some, but it's stabilized pretty much 10 pounds lower than what
Than it had been before.
I used to be.